Good afternoon. My name is Barbara Fuller, and as Chair of the Board, I welcome you to this August 5th, 2025 regular meeting of the Washtenaw County Board of Road Commissioners. Shelby Rockawick, our office coordinator, will describe how our meetings operate, how to access the agenda packet, and how people may participate remotely. Shelby.
There are multiple ways to make public comment during today's board meeting, whether you are joining us in person or virtually. If you are here in person and would like to make public comment, please fill out the sign-in sheet now. If you are joining us virtually, we ask you to raise your hand at the appropriate time in the agenda.
Thank you, Shelby. I now call this August 5th, 2025 regular meeting to order and ask Shelby to call the roll.
Chair Barb Fuller.
Present.
Vice Chair Rod Green.
Present.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Present.
Commissioner Gloria Llamas.
Present.
Commissioner Jeff Smers.
Present.
The following directors are in attendance. Managing Director Matt McDonald. Director of Engineering and County Highway Engineer Brent Schlack. Director of Operations Adam Leap, and Director of Finance Dan Ackerman.
All right, please join us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved. Second.
Additions, deletions, or corrections? Seeing none, Shelby, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Rod Green.
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Llamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smers.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the agenda is approved as presented. We have 3 sets of minutes to accept today. May I have a motion to accept the board meeting minutes of July 15th, 2025, appearing on pages 4 through 15 of the packet?
So move.
Support. Any additions, deletions, or corrections? Seeing none, Shelby, if you would, please.
Commissioner Rod Green.
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Llamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smers.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the regular board meeting minutes of July 15th are accepted as presented. Next, may I have a motion to accept the working session minutes of July 15th, 2025, appearing on pages 16 through 19 of the packet?
Moved.
Support.
Additions, deletions, or corrections? Seeing none, Shelby, if you would, please.
Commissioner Rod Green.
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Llamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smers.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the working session minutes of July 15th are accepted as presented. We have some closed session minutes that we need to accept from July 15th, 2025. Copies have been distributed to the commissioners at their desks in the bright orange folder. May I have a motion to accept those minutes, please?
I move to accept those minutes, Madam Chair.
Support.
Any additions, deletions, or corrections? Seeing none, Shelby, if you would, please.
Commissioner Rod Green.
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Llamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smers.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the closed session minutes of July 15th are accepted as presented. Next, we have reports from our county commissioner liaison. I don't see her unless that's her iPhone.
No, I do not have
Okay,
a commissioner.
all right. She may pop in later. Sometimes she does that. Moving on to public comment. This is the time set aside on the agenda to receive comments from the public. This is not intended to be a period for dialogue. Each person will be allotted 3 minutes to address the board, and Shelby will explain how people may be recognized to offer comments.
Since this is a hybrid meeting with both in-person and virtual attendees, we will take turns between those attending in person and virtual. For virtual attendees, we have provided some instructions on the screen on how to participate and make public comment. If you're attending this meeting virtually and would like to make public comment, please raise your hand now. Our communications manager, Tiffany Oliphant, will unmute virtual participants with raised hands one at a time and will announce your username or last 4 digits of your phone number when it is your turn to speak. Please share your name and address before beginning your comments.
We do have one public comment in person.
All right, can you read that paragraph, please? Shelby, for in-person attendees?
For in-person attendees, we will start with those of you who have signed up on the sign-in sheet as you walked in. If you didn't sign in, you are still welcome to make comment. We will notify you when it is your turn.
All right, so.
Mr. Avery, can you walk to the podium, please?
If you would identify yourself and your address, if you're willing to do so, please.
My name is Avery Brown. I'm pastor of Whitehead Cathedral, located at 2069 Tyler Road in the city of Ypsilanti, Michigan.
Sorry, could you speak up, please?
Avery Brown.
We need an extension on that microphone.
I know.
I'm sorry, Avery Brown,
Could you chair me?
Whitehead Cathedral, 2069 Tyler Road, Ypsilanti, Michigan, in the city of Ypsilanti, the neighborhood of West Willow.
Thank you.
And the name of your church, please?
Whitehead Cathedral.
Proceed.
All right. So good afternoon, Madam Chair and Mr. Chair and the rest of the commissioners. I stand representing Whitehead Cathedral to request permission on Sunday, the 14th, to close Buick and Studebaker between Chevrolet and Tyler Road for a possible block party neighborhood gathering during our annual Praise in the Park event that will be held on that same day on the property of Whitehead Cathedral. We're doing a back to school giveaway where we're trying to improve and increase the neighborly spirit of that community.
Thank you for comments. The way we do this is we hear from folks who want to comment, and then at another point in the agenda, we respond to that comment.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I'm not ignoring your request. It's just this is how we keep order. Today's not a big deal, but sometimes we have a lot of people here.
Understood.
Great, thank you.
Thank
We'll
you for this
respond
time.
shortly. Anyone else, Tiffany?
No, Madam Chair.
All right. We will move on to written communications. They appear on pages 20 through 23 of the packet. Commissioners, anything you wish to draw our attention to? All right, we will move on then to commissioner comment and staff follow-up to public comment, which of course would be to Mr. Brown. Managing Director, would you care to respond, please?
Sure, absolutely.
Requests work.
Yes, so Mr. Brown, we have a permitting process in which we can definitely look at road closure. Typically what is required is the township signs off on it, and then after they pass a resolution and designate the person that's going to apply for the road closure, then we would review that and then make that permit process that. And typically for road closures, you either have to have the sheriff involved for conducting the road closure. That's more of a short-term nature, or you have to have the traffic control devices like barricades and signage for that road closure. So that's typically what happens. Actually, just outside the board meeting, as you exit the boardroom to the right is permits area, and the permits clerk could certainly help you with that application. So, and if you want to leave your contact information, myself or someone from the road commission staff can get back to you. And I'm assuming that was August 14th. You're looking to do that. September 14th. Okay, so that gives us a little more breathing room. Okay, good. That's good. So we definitely will walk you through the process.
Thank you so much.
September, what again?
14th.
14th.
September 14th.
Okay. All right. Sounds like a good time. Commissioners, any other comments?
Yes, Madam Chair. I would just like to say that I support Pastor Brown's request and hope that it'll be approved.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Commissioner McCollum.
Yes, it's good to see you, Pastor Brown, and thank you for all that you do in the West Louisville community and supporting the residents there in positive ways and helping them out. So thank you. It's good to see you.
Okay. Thank you again. We will move on to our consent agenda. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda items 1 through 9 as presented? The motions are on pages 25, 26, and 27, with the background on pages 30 through 49.
I so move. Second.
Any questions on any of those consent items? Seeing none, Shelby, if you would please.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the consent agenda is approved as presented. We have 2 action items for consideration today. Action item number 1, may I have a motion to approve this action item to approve the 2025 second quarter budget amendments as presented in the packet. The motion itself appears on page 28. The background is on pages 50 through 84. I have the motion and then we'll go to discussion.
Madam Chair, I move that upon the recommendation of the Director of Finance and the concurrence of the Managing Director, the board hereby approves the 2025 second quarter budget amendments as presented.
Support.
All right. Mr. Ackerman, hello, let's have some discussion.
Good afternoon, Board. Dan Ackerman, Director of Finance. So I am happy to report that there has been no changes to the proposed adjustments that we presented to you at the working session. As I mentioned, some of the actual numbers through June, we had not closed the books yet, so we did update those numbers. But those are the only changes you're seeing. Nothing. There were no surprises or anything that came up from the working session to now. So what you're seeing as far as proposed budget would be a projected fund balance of about $19 million. It's exactly the same as what we shared with you at the working session. So that's about it, unless Matt, I don't know if you have anything else or.
No, we talked about this at length at the working session, but if you have any
Yes,
questions, we're
right.
happy to answer. We're in a good position, feel strongly about how we're gonna close out the year.
All right, Commissioner McCollum,
Yeah, I just had a question about the
what page
computer.
are you on?
I'm sorry, page 83. Countywide, 47 laptops, computer refreshes. And that's 115,000
Mhm.
to refresh.
Yes.
So that's
it's-
like a whole new laptop almost, right?
Well, we're on a 3-year replacement cycle because that's kind of how long the warranties are. And so Chris has done a great job to, the whole organization is on that refresh cycle. And so that does represent several laptops. But that's just the nature of, those are due for new ones.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you. Oh, I thought that was good. Thank you.
Yes, yep.
Other questions, Commissioner Yamas?
No questions, just thanking him for his great words like normal.
We always have time for that.
Yes.
Okay, I guess there's no further questions. Shelby, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, we have approved the second quarter budget amendments for this year.
Great.
Staying here as you will. We have action item number 2. May I have a motion to approve action item number 2? To approve the acquisition of a no, I take that back. It's not you, Dan. Public road easement and temporary grading permit as part of the Scioto Church Road at Zeeb Road Roundabout Project in Scioto Township. The motion is on page 28. It runs into page 29. The background is on pages 85 through 90. Go for it,
Madam,
Oh, somebody.
Madam Chair, I move that upon the recommendation of the Director of Engineering, County Highway Engineer, and concurrence of the Managing Director, the board hereby Move to approve the acquisition of public road easement and temporary grading permit upon the parcel of land commonly referred to as the northwest corner of Scioto Church Road at Zeeb Road, Scioto Township, Washtenaw County, Michigan, with a corresponding tax ID number of H-08-33-400-004 and the amount of $1,500.
I support.
Discussion. Mr. Schlack, would you like to?
No, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's the northwest corner of Scioto Church and Zeeb. We're installing a roundabout at this intersection that's scheduled for next construction season. And so we're working through all the requirements that's a federal aid project. And part of that's this right-of-way acquisition. So I believe this is the last parcel.
We
that
had 2 or
we-
3 others is our last meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 previously.
So I believe this is the last piece for us to finally submit this package to MDOT for it to ultimately get approved for the bid letting.
Okay. Any questions about this 4th parcel, the 4th corner?
I just had a question.
Commissioner Green?
Do we always make an offer as it relates to an easement, or is the burden on the taxpayer or the resident to contact the road commission?
No, we're required by law, by the right-of-way acquisition process to make that good faith offer.
Okay,
And that's based on the market value that we see for that parcel.
thank you,
So, and then they have that ability to then counter.
thank you.
Yeah, and as part of the process, we have to get an appraiser to appraise the value of that land and then have an independent appraiser review that appraisal. Then we make the good faith offer, and then oftentimes the property owner may respond to that with a counter,
That's right.
which was the case here.
Thank you very much.
Good question. Okay, Shelby, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes,
Commissioner Joanne McCollum,
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
yes,
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, action item number 2 was approved as presented. Next, we are going to move to a closed session. May I have a motion to enter closed session under Section 8C of the Open Meetings Act, being Act 267 of 1976, to receive an update on the TPOAM contract negotiations. TPOAM is an acronym for the Technical, Professional, and Office Workers Association.
So move.
second,
Shelby, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Rod Green,
yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, we are now in closed session. We're back from our closed session. May I have a motion to end the closed session and return to open session?
So moved. Second,
Shelby, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Rod Green,
yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes. We will move on to reports, beginning with Commissioner Yamas.
Okay, so I attended the TPOAM bargaining meeting on July 28th. I attended the Southeastern District Road Agency meeting on August 4th. 2025, why do I have 20? WCRC hosted and was well attended. I reviewed the County Road Association legislative updates, August 1st, 7/25 and 7/18. And that's my report. Thank you.
Commissioner Smurs.
I was commissioner assigned to chat on July 30th. There was 2 participants. And I have watched the Zooms from the previous 2 meetings. I was not able to attend on July 15th. Thank you. That ends my report.
Commissioner Green.
Thank you. On July 23rd, I attended a conference of the County Road Association in Mount Pleasant, and I attended a meeting of the negotiating committee, and we discussed a draft of the tentative agreement with MDOT. And on August 4th, 2025, I attended a meeting of the Southeast Council of the County Road Association, where I presented an update from the meeting of the negotiating committee. Thank you.
Commissioner McCollum.
Yes, Madam Chair. On July 23rd, I attended the 41st Annual Meeting County Road Commission Self-Insurance Pool Workshop. I also attended the Commissioners Committee meeting that was held right before that. On July 24th, I attended the virtual public meeting for the Warren Road Bridge project. A lot of good questions on that project from the residents. On July 30th, I attended the Eastern Washtenaw County Parks and Rec meeting. On August 4th, I attended the Southeastern Council meeting. And I have met several times with Denise Donahue of the County Road Association of Michigan regarding the commissioners seminar that will be held September 21st and 22nd. Thank you. That's my report.
I will report that on July 19th and August 2nd, I attended the bi-monthly Dexter Forums. This most recent one was in recognition of John Hansen's multiple contributions to the area. Really well attended. It was a great event and held in the brand new Dexter Senior Center, which was an amazing space. On July 23rd, I attended the weekly chat. We had one visitor inquiring about the status of the Maple Road Foster Bridge. On July 24th, I attended County Commissioner Shannon Beeman's Town Hall conversation convened at the Saline City offices. On August 4th, I attended the quarterly meeting of the Southeast Council of Road Agencies hosted here in our assembly room. And I want to offer particular compliments to Tiffany Oliphant and Shelby Rockaway for the fabulous management of all the local arrangements that day. It went very smoothly. And I know that takes a lot of work to make it look easy. So thank you for that. We will move on to staff reports and road commission updates. The staff reports appear on pages 91 through 103. And I will turn it over to Matt.
Thank you, Chair Fuller. I first want to begin my update with a status update on the intersection. We've been getting a lot of inquiries regarding a fatality that occurred several weeks ago. I have on my screen, and Tiffany, if you wouldn't mind sharing it, you'll see it up here. It is the intersection of Tuttle Hill Road and Merritt Road. It is in Ypsilanti Township. It's south of Textile. As I zoom out, this is a Google Maps view. You'll see the number of residents and homes are quite a bit. So this is a busy stretch of Tuttle Hill Road. And at the corner is a community pool that is shared by communities on both sides of the road. So we do have a fair amount of pedestrian traffic there to cross to get to the community pool. And we have a short-term and long-term plan. Obviously, safety is the highest priority of all that we do at the Road Commission. We've got numerous inquiries from residents, from township officials, even county commissioners, and we're just wanting to update you as well as to what our plan is. Ultimately, in enhancing awareness of the pedestrian crossing. This is a very flat section of road. We have a lot of anecdotal information where you can see high rates of speed. So visibility for that pedestrian. We do have signing, we do have pavement markings down, but we're looking at enhancing that. And for a short-term solution, adding those rectangular flashing beacons, rapid flashing beacons, where we've done throughout the county at request and when it's appropriate. And we think this is certainly a interim solution that is very appropriate. The flashing beacons would be activated by push button at the crosswalk. They would flash at the signs at the crosswalk, and we would also have rapid flashing beacons at the advanced signs as well. So well in advance of the intersection, both directions. So that's what we're working with the township to essentially put into agreement form. Equipment's being ordered. Looks like potentially this fall, we could get that in place. We could also modify the pavement markings and narrow up that stretch as well, because right now it is a 3-lane road, but you also have these XL and decel tapers, so it kind of looks like 5 lanes they have to cross, and we can narrow that with some pavement markings so that it's not such a long distance. And by narrowing it with pavement markings and potentially some attenuators, it'll bring more attention and hopefully folks slow down as well. So that's kind of our short-term solution. There's been a lot of discussion and requests for what about a traffic signal? We think that'll solve it. And Brent and I are both of the same opinion. We do not feel a traffic signal will solve the issue. The issue is a lot related to speed. When Tuttle Hill has a green phase, this road is 55 miles an hour. So they have the ability to travel that fast. And that traffic signal will not solve the speed issue. What we feel is a more appropriate long-term solution is a single lane roundabout. That will slow folks down. And even we're kind of discussing concept designs, we could potentially look at a raised crosswalk for this location that will, the roundabout by itself, the geometry will slow folks down, but adding a raised crosswalk will enhance that traffic calming for solution. So that's kind of our long-term solution. How do we go about that? Well, we have to first identify what potentially could be funded with federal dollars. So we're looking at the tip, potentially looking at reprioritizing projects in Ypsilanti Township. And we've got a meeting to discuss that with the township scheduled for next week, Tuesday afternoon. So that's where we're at. Brent, was there anything I missed you wanted to add?
No, Brent Schlack, Director of Engineering. No, I think that you did a great job of describing our short-term and long-term plans. I will say, and like I've said to all the residents out there, it's a collective, a collective effort in trying to improve the safety as far as engineering, enforcement, and education. Those are the 3 E's you have in traffic and safety. And so when you have all 3 of those in place is when you really start to improve the safety of the area. And so, we've reached out to the Sheriff's Department. Sheriff's Department's obviously aware of the crash and on the importance of this intersection. And then we've also encouraged the community to look at things like Safety Town and things where, younger folks can get familiar with how to cross the road or fire safety, things like that, that will really help with, driving that safety of that area or just walking within their community.
Commissioner Green?
What is a raised crosswalk?
Ultimately, basically think of the flat roadway now and adding concrete. You've probably ventured over our speed humps before. So those speed humps are basically, you go up, you have a table, and then you go back down. So it would be a really large area, the size of a crosswalk, which would be 10 to 12 feet, where you're essentially going up, you're on a table, and then go back down. So it really slows folks down. And we don't have an example of that in our county for a roundabout. We have raised crosswalks. Clover Lane, is that a good example?
No, that's, I can plug in and show an example of one. We have,
I think there's a raised crosswalk as well on Clover
we
Lane.
have 2, in the Saline district. I don't know, can I plug in?
Wait.
Wait, okay.
You plug in.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Question though. They're not that often.
So you can see on the, once she gets there.
It may be extended
Oh, yeah, you're right. Thank you.
or duplicate. Here you go.
Oh, okay, I see.
So this is near Saline High School. So if I zoom out a little bit, Saline High School is, there's an elementary school here. The high school is here. And there's this community that worked through traffic calming and we had worked on installing, you can see it's like a speed hump of some sort, but it's actually a raised crosswalk. So I'll get,
It's much wider than a speed
it is, yeah.
table.
So it's like a table, correct? Yep.
Mhm.
So you can see there how it, has that flat top, like Matt was saying, for those to cross. And essentially you could incorporate that with the roundabout design. Depending on, we want to, of course, model it and make sure that it's appropriate, but yeah, I know several other communities have done something similar, and so it'd be something we would consider.
Thank you.
Commissioner Yamas?
So it seems complicated to me, but I guess you guys will figure that out. That's a large area to cross, but I guess it's a large area now, right? It'll be the lights and then eventually that speed table, the
When,
roundabout.
when the roundabout comes, we could essentially, the single lane roundabout will slow the traffic down. And then one enhancement would be to introduce the raised crosswalk as part of the roundabout on the north leg.
So the push button for the short term will be caution lights or will it be a red light?
Rapid flashing beacons.
Rapid,
If you have any-
Signal.
right,
not a
right,
signal.
but a rapid flashing beacon.
Is
in what
yellow.
color?
They're yellow.
Yellow.
They rapidly flash yellow. We've got them on numerous throughout the county, both in the
Yeah, I've
city
seen
and
them.
in,
They're
yep.
grab people.
Pittsfield Township has been a big proponent, supporting that effort of enhanced safety. It's an enhancement
Yeah.
to the existing signing.
Yep.
That's out there already.
Yeah, it's a tool that is familiar within the area with the city of Ann Arbor, Pittsfield Township, Ypsilanti has some as well, and
Right.
so they're very familiar with those devices.
Can we have our screens back, Madam
Oh,
Oliphant?
sorry, I just unplugged.
May we?
I apologize.
Any other questions on that particular intersection or our short-term or long-term plan?
Now, Brent, is this gonna have overhead lighting? How elaborate is this?
It will not, it'll, I mean, that's an example on the screen there that has overhead. This one would just be, the rapid flashing beacons on the side of the road. And again, like Matt said, our concern, of course, we would love to have something overhead. It would definitely be, provide additional safety. And that's why we said, let's look at something in advance of the intersection. And so when somebody pushes the button at the intersection, they'll also flash,
Okay.
400 feet, 500 feet away from the intersection.
And you can reasonably deploy these in the short term quickly, whereas each one of those mast arms is $100,000.
Right.
And you have to design the foundation, go bid it out, whereas our own crews can install these rapid flashing beacons this fall. So that is an option in the future, but I think really the long-term solution is the roundabout, and you wouldn't need the overhead because really the speed of the vehicles would be slowed down by that roundabout. There's also some discussion, if we go back to the intersection, the northeast corner is undeveloped, but it is planned for a subdivision. So the township is working with that developer to potentially get a cash contribution for a safety enhancement to the intersection, but that's the township. We did do a traffic impact study for that, and we did not have any requirements that warranted mitigation. So they don't have anything from our perspective they need to put forth. So it will obviously with the intersection being, are you sharing that? Okay, very good. You can see that northeast corner. You can see the roads kind of roughed out. That's where that development's going to take place. So
If you can zoom out a little bit, Tiffany, I can show you some of the, keep zooming out. Okay, there we go.
Oh, there.
So that northeast corner, and so like Matt said, the intersection did not meet warrants for a traffic signal. And so that's an independent review of a traffic engineer. They look at the 9 warrants within the MUTCD. And some of the reasoning behind that is you can see the ring neck drive. And so whenever you're looking at trips coming out of that community, there's not as many trips on Merritt Road because they're gonna be using that ring neck drive. So the volume through that intersection then didn't qualify for the warrants, for volume, through the intersection to warrant a traffic signal.
A lot of the predominant places people want to go is north of here. You want to go north on Tuttle Hill to either, to get to Textile, to go either to, either freeway interchange, whether it be Rossendale or Whitaker Road. So,
Just a few houses there.
yes, there's
Yeah.
quite a few. And,
There's
and
quite
just
a
to give you further background,
Terrifying.
when these subdivisions were developed, Tuttle Hill was a dirt road.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there was
It's a landing strip now.
there was a 3-party agreement between Pulte, the road commission, Ypsilanti Township, to improve Tuttle Hill Road. Because of the volumes, there was a left turn lane warranted for all those turning movements. So there is a continuous left turn lane, a 3-lane road, essentially from Merritt north all the way to Textile Road. So there is quite a bit of pavement. There's 3 lanes of pavement and then open ditch gravel shoulders, by and large. And then you can see there's pathways on either side, mostly north all the way to Textile Road. So it is a very busy community. It was planned for many years, back in the early 2000s when this all came together.
Commissioner Yamas.
So I have a question. As you zoom back to that area, is Merritt is dirt or is it paved?
Merritt is paved east. Merritt is paved to the west only to a point, and then it transitions back to soft service road. Then
Okay,
it's a soft service road all the way to Whitaker.
okay,
Yep,
thank you.
you're welcome.
Brent, on that intersection, will all 4 crossings have rapid flashing beacons?
No, we would just plan for one on that north crossing Tuttle Hill. We had talked about modifying the number of crossings to then funnel those to one singular, and with all those adjacent communities, it was hard to look at eliminating any of those other crossings. So because that northern crossing is utilized the most to get to the clubhouse or to the pool, we felt that was the appropriate one to have the rapid flashing beacon. But again, it'll have advanced flashing on either side of the intersection.
North and south of the intersection?
Right.
Yep. And that will be an education piece
It will.
to the community to say, be advised, probably best to use the north, because then you can use the push button.
Is the traffic study or the warrant for any signalization there revisited after that 4th development goes in the northeast
So,
quadrant?
yeah, so it was included. So the traffic impact study looked at the new development.
Okay.
And then we actually, because it's been sitting dormant for so long, we actually had them update
Okay,
with more current volumes, and it still did not warrant.
okay.
In this intersection, we've been monitoring for some time.
We have, yes.
And the whole speeding issue is not under our control. Let's be real clear about the
Yes.
speed
The
limit.
speed
Right.
law,
Yeah.
we are following the speed law. We are taking counts to just monitor the speed is still appropriate, and the counts data does reflect what the speed limits are. And it's stop controlled on Merritt, no stop control on Tuttle Hill. That was the other question that comes up as well, is can't you just make this 4-way stop? Well, if it's unbalanced like it is, people will start ignoring, if you were to do a four-way stop, which we are
Yes.
not advocating or recommending, they start to ignore those stop signs.
Yeah, it becomes a false sense of security
Right.
for those.
That's creates
On,
a worse safety issue.
right. Yep.
Other questions, Commissioner Yamas?
What do you mean they start ignoring the stop sign because they're out so far and not monitored? So
Because there's no one there.
Right.
So if there's no opposing traffic, why am I stopping? They'll
Yeah.
just ignore it, roll through it.
Yeah, they just start to they start to disrespect not only that traffic control device, but all, because they're like, I pull up to this intersection and I never see anybody on the side street. And so they're like, why am I stopping? And so then they, over time, they just start to ignore that sign, or they could.
But don't they do that
Scary.
anywhere?
Yeah.
There are probably some locations that they do.
Right.
We've had to have reinforced,
Mhm.
Yeah, and keep in mind,
places, because they just go through the stop sign.
all these traffic control measures need to be grounded in the Michigan Manual of Uniform Traffic Control Devices. Because if we're illegally or putting things that shouldn't be out there, it's not appropriate, and someone could then challenge that.
I encourage all of you to take a field trip, go drive that.
I already,
Go see it.
yeah, I already did, yeah, today. And what I noticed though, and maybe it's time of day, there wasn't that much traffic, which means to me that there could be that potential speeding because there's not that much traffic and the road is just clear. You're
Wide
just
open.
wide open.
It's a beautiful road.
It is, it was a
It
really
is.
nice drive.
When you look at volumes, I think, I recall it was like 6,000 cars
Yeah.
a day
South.
north of Merritt.
Correct, yeah. And then north of, I think it's Andover, it's like goes up to 13,000 vehicles.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
there is even
That's
though
a lot.
that means the AM and PM it gets
Okay,
quite
okay.
busy. Peak hours. So I just wanted to provide this update to the board because you may get questions or concerns, and know that we're working towards it. Now, I'll certainly provide an update after our township meeting on next Tuesday. Okay,
What else, Brent?
we are gonna go ahead and roll right
Roll
into
right
the
in it,
engineering
great.
part. Yes.
Great, so I do have a few updates. One is on the Carpenter Road Safety Audit.
Yeah.
So that's, the limits of that are Carpenter Road from Ellsworth to Washtenaw, or M17. And then Packard Road, from the US 23 bridge to Gulfside Road. So we've, contacted SEMCOG and we applied for a road safety audit through them. And they have indicated that we'll be seeing an agreement this week, and then that'll kick off hopefully this process. So hopefully in the next month or so, we should start to then have people out to perform the audit. So it'll happen this fall, and we're moving forward with that project.
And that was a result of a fatality as well.
Correct. Yeah, actually, we had 2 fatalities within, not at the same area, but within the same. One was at Packard, and one was just south of there at the Aldi or Home Depot intersection with pedestrians crossing.
Do you have a question?
Yes.
Pat?
So the payment for that audit is coming from federal money?
It is, yes. And so there will be a match for that. I don't have the exact dollar amount, but we will, it'll be, $50,000 to $80,000, and then we'll have to match that. It'll be an 80-20 match, so we'll have to match those federal dollars.
And that'll be outlined in the agreement that comes to the board.
It will, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, the agreement will be coming to the board.
Thank you.
Proceed.
Okay, so we do have some public meetings upcoming. We have the Sharon Valley Bridge Design Public Meeting scheduled for August 13th at 11 a.m. We have the Whitaker and March Design Public Meeting. There we go. Tiffany's getting the calendar up. The Whitaker and Marks Design Public Meeting scheduled for August 14th at 11 a.m. And then we have just, Tiffany and her staff have just put out notices for the Island Lake Road and Dexter Main Street corridor improvements. That includes the roundabout at Dexter, Chelsea, and Island Lake, improvement at Dexter, Pinckney, and Island Lake, some of the signalization within the city of Dexter. That will have both a virtual and in-person. The virtual public meeting will be August 26th at 11 a.m. And then we'll be we'll be having the in-person meeting September 16th at 6 p.m. at the Dexter Library. So as far as active construction, yes.
Just, sorry to interrupt, but there's construction at the corner.
Yeah,
the-
Alpine Street is
Yeah.
closed in the city, but everyone knows how to get to the library. So I feel confident. Library's been open, it's had to touch a truck, so they're they understand that closure. That closure is related to their building a fire station right at the corner of Alpine and Main Street currently.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt, Brett.
Nope,
Go
you're
ahead.
okay.
Good point.
Yeah, yeah, very good point. As far as active construction, we have our Bemis Road reconstruction project that's between Stony Creek and Hitchingham. That roadway's closed. Contractors moving forward. We have some drainage improvements that they're continuing with. We have some underground drainage on the west side. They're installing some stone with textile fabric. So they're moving forward with that project. We have our preventative maintenance projects, paving projects. Getty's in Superior, it's a millage project. That project is complete. Pavement markings were just put down, and so that project's complete. Clark Road here in River Drive, and Gulfside. As Tiffany's showing on the screen, those are federal aid projects. Those are mostly complete. The paving's been completed. We do have some structure adjusts that we need to do along those corridors, but for the most part, those projects are complete. We have our Ellsworth Road project between Platt and Carpenter Road. That's where we're looking at the rubberized asphalt. That project will begin next week, the concrete work. We're going to be replacing some of the concrete curb within that segment. And then shortly after, another couple weeks, they'll coming out and replacing that pavement, milling and repaving that road. And a portion of that will be with the rubberized asphalt. Non-motorized, our Getty's Pathway project between Andover and Wexford Road. Contractors working out there, and that project's moving along, and it's on schedule, and that had a late August completion. We have two CMAQ projects. One that was a carryover from last year, that included mainly signals along Ann Arbor, Saline, Maple, some within the city of Saline. They are finishing up those. We have some utility issues we're working through. And we're working with the city of Saline. There's a new signal was installed at Tybolt and Maple within the city of Saline. And we're working with their communications to activate that signal and get people used to seeing one there. Then after that project's complete, which will be in another month or so, then they'll be moving over to our 2025 CMAQ project, and congestion mitigation air quality. This includes 30 traffic signals within Ann Arbor, Pittsfield, Superior, and Ypsilanti Township. So that work will start this fall and continue through winter. We have our 2025 crack seal program. We're planning to begin that next week. We also have some local agreements with Ypsilanti Township where we were looking, we have several roads within the Green Farm subdivision. The concrete work, which would be the sidewalk and some curb work, sidewalk ramps, That concrete work is completed, and now we're waiting just for the mill and a repaving of those roads. Our pavement marking program, the retrace is mostly complete for the long line pavement marking. We're working on getting the chip sealed roads completed. We understand that the days are getting shorter, and those markings are much needed as it gets darker out. We do have our permit project with mainly our Amazon development along Morgan Road. We had some concrete repairs on Morgan Road. That would be between US 23 and Carpenter Road on Morgan. Those are completed. We're substantially complete, but the road is open for the other segment of Morgan between Carpenter and US 12. And then there's some intersection work that they're wrapping up. So we have a new signal that went in between Morgan and Clover Lane that they're completing that intersection. They've modernized the signal at Clover Lane and Carpenter to include the fourth leg. And then there's some work at the signal at Morgan and Carpenter. So they're wrapping up some of those that work. So aside from that, we're working on our 26 projects and even into our 27 projects. We have a lot of public notices that have gone out thanks to communications. And so those will continue to come out here in the coming days. So unless there's any question, that concludes my report.
That's it.
All right.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Good, thanks, Brent.
We'll invite up Dan Ackerman, and he also has the finance report included in the board pack along with, I'm sure he'll talk about MTF receipts.
Good afternoon again, Board. Dan Ackerman, Director of Finance. I appreciate the approval of the proposed second quarter budget adjustments. And I feel really good about where we are financially. Where I like our fund balance to be double, of course, but we have work to do and roads to fix and employees to pay and benefits and vehicles to buy. So with all those competing needs, I think we're in a good spot. You know, I feel good that that's probably closer to worst case scenario. And, you know, I'm anticipating our fund balance hopefully being a little higher when all the numbers come in, assuming there are no other surprises. So speaking of Michigan Transportation Funds, it's on the last page of your packet. Some more good surprises. June MTF receipts were up 7% from June of 2024. And when you see the monthly differences, you know, from January through June, usually there's some are up and some are down when you compare year, you know, month to month, year to year, everything's up. So that's kind of interesting. Year to date, we're about 4% higher than last year through 6 months. So again, we're in a good spot. If you look at the bottom right there, if you recall, one of our proposed budget adjustments is to increase MTF to 37,750. Right there, we still have 37 in there because that was the last approved number. I will update that, but you can see, you know, even by making that change, the projection is 38.4. So again, we're still in a good spot as far as that's concerned. Hopefully the bottom doesn't fall out at some point, but you know, again, we'll just continue to monitor it, but so far so good with that. So during the board meeting, I actually looked to see if the state has updated any of their projections. They have not. So again, yeah, right. We just use those as guides, but we also use the history and experience. And, you know, I definitely think it was appropriate to increase that budget amount for the MTF. Township billings, we've sent out 16 first township billings. And only 5 have not been paid. So it's been amazing, the turnaround. And I believe of the 5, at least a few were sent within the last week or so. So obviously, you know, sometimes it has to go to their board meeting and they need their approvals. But that seems to be going very well, so very pleased so far. We might even be closer to some final billings too, as any jobs get wrapped up, and operations is really good at letting finance know when all the jobs are completed, all the costs are in, and we'll be on the final billings, which would be great. So a lot of my time is being spent with Acumatica, our new financial software, lots of meetings, lots of information sharing, just, you know, it's a yeoman's effort, but, we'll get there, and, that will be ongoing, of course. And, we are starting to bring in more staff too, as we start talking about the various modules. We talked about our inventory module, so we had Jeff Mann and Julie Nixon, Tiffany Lobostall. We had several of our inventory users in on those meetings. So I think staff is glad when, you know, they get pulled into these meetings, because there's some enthusiasm and questions, and everybody wants to kind of see how it's going to work. So, but yeah, that'll be, like I said, an ongoing thing. I think they want to schedule another 6 or 7 meetings on various other modules, so we'll get there. So Kent County reached out. They are also implementing Acumatica, and they want to have a meeting of just the road commissions that are early implementers. There's 5 of us, and so we have an ongoing monthly meeting to just compare notes and share information. No one wants to reinvent the wheel, so if there's things that we can share and learn from each other, I think that was a great suggestion by Macy at Kent County Road Commission. We also had a meeting with a representative from Acumatica, representative from Oxcart. Oxcart handles currently our transportation moves, and we're looking at possibly having our right-of-way permits go through that as well. It's a convenience to our customers. My understanding that, say you have a house move that goes through several counties, they can go to Oxcart and get all the permits that they need at their convenience, and so on. So we're hoping that Oxcart and Acumatica could talk to each other, and, you know, a lot of it is where should the information be housed? What sort of information do we need? So that's going to be ongoing as well. It started out, the initial meeting, there were representatives from CRA and then finance types. And I said, you need the permits folks there too, to really talk about what they need and what will work. So that'll be ongoing, but, you know, again, these are all good things, right? To have various providers talking to each other, systems talking to each other, trying to automate things. So that's kind of why we're on this journey. So definitely more to come on that. And I do appreciate the board's approval of an FTE for an assistant finance director. You know, I am eligible to retire in January of 2027, which in some respects seems like a long time from now, but in other respects is not. There's a lot of things that I go through. You know, we as an organization, we go through winter maintenance and construction and so on. Well, finance also is going through a lot of things as well. Year end, several audits. If I do go in January of 27, this means I'll go through one more financial audit with Plant Moran, which would be in 2026. So we want someone on board to, you know, job shadow, go through it, ask questions, and experience everything. So I'm a little nervous implementing a new financial software and training somebody and making sure that I can do justice to both, but we'll make it work. And you know, the person that's the candidate that we find, I'm assuming would have some great experience, and if anything, could be an asset for our financial software conversion. So I'm trying to look at it from a positive standpoint, but I did reach out to Plant Moran. They also wanted to make sure that we allowed for plenty of time to hire somebody, because the hiring process too, you know, we want to make sure we get the best candidate that we can. So that's going to take a while too. But Plant Moran wanted to make sure that we also had somebody learning from me for as much time as we could justify, so that the transition is as smooth as possible. And certainly that's my goal. I want to implement this new financial software and find a great candidate and, make sure that, they can do a majority of the things that I do and, hand the baton off. So.
Yeah, I'll echo that. Really thank the board's support on that.
So important.
Establishing that position so that we can make this a smooth transition. Because Dan's got a wealth of knowledge that we just want to, a lot of institutional knowledge to learn from best we can. So,
Has the position been posted?
no, we had to get approval.
Yes, we wanted to make sure we followed the process, yes.
Yep, but the job description is ready. It will be posted tomorrow, is my understanding.
Okay, okay. I'm not in a hurry, but you're making me nervous.
Yeah.
Join the club, right, Dan?
Right, and I believe this is the first director we would have from outside of our agency, going back to, some thought Bob Poland's in the 80s. Because usually, it's been kind of from within, which I guess this is kind of from within, but it's a little different. So.
For that, it was probably you.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, thank you so much, Dan. Shit.
What else?
That's all I had. That's all I had. That's enough. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right. Leap, our operations report.
Good afternoon, Adam Leap, Director of Operations. A little update, kind of the local road program. We'd love to say is maybe tying up, but we're still kind of in the throes of it. So starting a few second sets of jobs. Right now actively working in District 1 in Lodi Township, spreading aggregate, limestone specifically. Then next week, we'll go back to District 3 and 6 to start spreading some aggregate. So we'll spread some gravel in District 3. And then we'll spread limestone in District 6 on some of the Northfield Township jobs and kind of working in Salem Township. We're kind of prepping over there right now. So keep those jobs keep moving and hopefully find some time to do even more extra work. If we get good weather this fall, we'll be able to accomplish quite a bit more. Specific to hopeful for good weather in the fall, the heavy equipment crew, now that seal coats essentially wrapped up our portion of it. As Brent noted, we'll kind of do some striping and things through engineering team, but with our group, we're pretty much done with that work. So we're kind of hard and heavy and fully committed to culvert work. So today we're working on Bemis Road in Bridgewater Township, adjacent to Ernst Road with one of our Drain Commission grant culverts from that program. So we'll get that done in the next few days and kind of restore that work, or excuse me, restore the area after we do our work and then move on, hopefully do a few others here and there. We have some larger scale aluminumized box culverts that we talk about frequently. We have two of those, one for Joy Road, one for Judd Road, that are here physically in our stockyard, so to speak. So we can start working on those, but still waiting on getting utilities moved for some of their contract or some other areas in the culverts. So a little bit of a slow process to get that going. There's a lot of planning that goes into it before we get to start digging. So we work closely with engineering and keep that stuff moving here this fall. And then I know Chris was on the line, Chris Quinter, our IT manager, but just want to take a little moment to reach out and kind of thank everybody on the record from the facilities team, specific Dennis Bussey yesterday. As you guys probably read in your emails, we had some server outages when we started the week. I couldn't quite figure out why until we opened the room and it was 115 degrees in there. The redundant system that we have set up, the HVAC system for the building, does its normal cooling, and then inside those server rooms, it's pretty warm just with the generation, all the machines moving and everything. So we have a redundant system. Well, the redundant system essentially caused itself to fail. It essentially, after Dennis spent hours tirelessly kind of chasing that around, found that it dripped condensation onto the actual thermostat and controller board and affected some of the soldering. They found the part, and he himself drove to the east to grab it and come back yesterday, but spent about 4 hours diagnosing trouble codes and physically standing in the room with the thing, trying to get it fixed, and then getting a vendor out here to start the repair portion yesterday. So just want to reach out to him. I know Chris had made a few mentions of that to our leadership team as well, but Dennis is really good like that. When he kind of sets his mind on something, he can kind of figure things out on the fly. So his team of three was able to keep doing their normal day-to-day work, and Dennis kind of stood in to get us back up and going there, because obviously the servers, the hard servers here that are physically in the building are really important to Chris and to all of us. We don't know it and don't see it going on, and I don't have the technological background to talk the talk that Chris probably could, but it matters, and we need to be able to log in and do our business in the morning, even all the way to the point of our signal system.
Yeah.
Throughout the county. So it was good. Just a little shout out to Dennis. It's a small group. They don't get a lot of thanks for that, but when we need them the most, they usually figure out a way in the moment and in short order. So really just wanted to thank you kind of on our leadership team's behalf.
Yeah, they
to
certainly
Dennis and
did.
Have it in the record.
Figure it out in a hurry, so much appreciated.
Yeah, I walked in there and it fluctuated 20 degrees in an hour or so. When Chris and I went back in, it quit working again, and Dennis came up, and from that point, I didn't see him the rest of the day because he was up in that room. So for the next 8 hours, he was finding us a way to keep going. So very critical to our infrastructure, so appreciative of that.
Hmm.
And with that, that's update for operations, unless anybody has any questions.
One question,
Yeah.
are all the annual agreements in now?
Happy good news. Got a final one from Superior Township just the other day, so that'll be in for
Right.
next board meeting. Been trying to work and educate and help them through
Yeah,
planning.
yeah.
A lot of transition this year. Even had to coach myself patience, and Matt's had to coach me patience, because you get in a really good rhythm, over the course of 3-4 years with a group, or multiple years with groups. So you really have to try to work to educate. Some people learn at a different pace. Some townships have very, very differing dynamic situations that they're working through, and they have to learn at their pace for their specific areas. So we kind of have 20 education sessions, so to speak, and 20 different learners at the same time. So it was nice to see that culminate in a project. We're doing some work on Cherry Hill Road. Probably a little bit of supplemental work and maybe even some drainage work, or just kind of like beyond routine maintenance work that we're trying to help the township with in Superior specific. But yeah, so agreements are in. Some second and third agreements
Right.
are finding their way across. As you see, Ann Arbor Township is partnering, you see that, and they're partnering with
Yeah.
the sand mine, essentially sand quarry, to do a little bit more beyond the typical routine maintenance that we can perform, a little bit more. So that's nice to see the pit working with the township to try to kind of be there for the constituents and try to take care of Earhart Road specifically, just north of M14 there. So yeah, it's been good. Took us a little longer than we'd like to get things prepped this year, but we know why. And we're doing good things, and I think we've educated enough now that we're really moving the ball. We're already prepping to talk to Webster Township for 2026 because they have a millage.
Right.
So we're moving pretty quick in the future. And our District 5 group, that's York, Saline, Augusta, they're almost into 2028, the way that things are working down there. So they're doing really good. So we're already planning and they're prepped for 2026. And as soon as January hits, we should be able to get some agreements across their desk and keep things moving.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. That's all we had.
That's all. That's all.
That's it.
All right. A few reminders. Today is election day for anybody who has anything on the ballot in their locales. Our next meeting is August 19th. We have a working session at 9 a.m., a regular board meeting at 1. Chat sessions coming up. Commissioner McCullum on August 6th. Commissioner Yamas on both August 13th and August 20th. Commissioner McCollum again on August 27th, and Commissioner Smers on September 3rd. Again, if you have any conflicts, get with each other and work out swapping those commitments. If there's nothing else to come before the board, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
Shelby, if you would call the roll, please.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum,
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas,
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smers,
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.